Hey, so I was in two minds whether to do another video or not because, well, I didn't know if anyone would be interested in another one. The last one was just me rambling about stuff. Anyway, I've been going through videos of women with shaved heads. Again, you'll have to excuse the voice as well, by the way, because I have got a cold or something going on, but my voice keeps in and out. Anyway, yeah. So looking at videos again of women with shaved heads, and I've noticed that there's plenty of pros videos, plenty of cons videos, plenty of videos showing women shaving their heads from various lengths to completely bald. But the one thing that they don't actually do is give you like practical advice. I couldn't find any that said, right, before you do this, before you go and take all your hair off your head, you are going to need this, you will use this, and you should think about this. So this is my attempt. And if you keep seeing me look down, it's because I have my list of things that I want to say, make sure I get into this, try and keep me on track, but that won't happen. Again, I'm doing this on my mobile phone with nothing but my bedside lamp. Oh my god. My bedside lamp and my bedroom window is my lighting. That is it. Because, well, yeah, I'm not a vlogger or a YouTuber. I'm just a random doing a video and rambling on about stuff. Anyway, so before you shave your head for the very first time, you are going to need some things to get you through. I don't care what anybody says, there is a kit list. It's not a specific one, but there will be things that you need to help you get through. So obviously, first on the list, pair of clippers. Now, unless you're really girly or feminist, then clippers are clippers regardless of what they say on them, whether they say they're for men, for unisex hair, whatever. Hair's hair, it's coming off. So you don't need to be looking for women's razors or pink ones unless you really, really want to. But that's your business, not mine. So, clippers. Those are mine. Just straight up, Babyliss for men. Cordless clippers, although when I shave my head I do have the cord plugged in just because that doesn't sound great. When it's plugged in, it sounds like clippers should. So that's my one. Use it every week. I've just done my hair today, which is why I'm back in my hoodie and stuff. But today, because I've gone from the brown colour, which was a dye, to a blonde colour, I've had to bleach, and when you bleach on top of dye, it doesn't remove the dye completely, it just lightens the pigment in it, and for the length of time I would have needed it on for those little tips, I wasn't risking my scalp. So it's different when you've got long hair because you can do the tips first, then 10 minutes later go up and just keep adding in more until you get to the top of your head. When you've got no hair or very little hair, you can't do that because it's on your head regardless. So I had orange tips left, and I mean orange tips when I rinsed it off. So I took my clippers down to a grade 1 this time. I used to do it a grade 2 all over, but I thought sod it, let's get rid of those tips, and took it down to a grade 1 all over. I do mine every week just because I like to keep the same length to make sure that there aren't any bits growing faster than others, and after about 4 days I start to feel like I'm fluffy. So it's not a good feeling. So every week, every Saturday generally, I shave my head, and was dyeing it red black because I don't, yeah, you can see This patch here, it looks like it's bald. It's not, it's grey hair. There is actually hair there. Quite nice thick hair there. But it's pure white. It's not got any pigment in it whatsoever. And that is because it was one of my pull zones for my trick. And so as they're damaged, as I've been pulling them out, they come back grey, which again triggers the trick to work overtime because you see it as a hair that shouldn't be there. So your body is like, get rid of it. So yeah. So even though I look like I'm a bit bald here, I'm actually not. It's just grey hair because I'm old. Very old. Now, when you shave your head for the first time, it is going to feel really cold because you're not used to having, ignore that in the background, that is one hell of a stroppy kid. Easter eggs in the house. It's not a good thing when they're not allowed them. Not until tomorrow anyway. So, your head is going to get cold. You have no longer got that big sheet over your head protecting your noggin. So, you are going to need, for the first day or two, hats. Rather bright, gaudy hat. But, it works. All the same, it works. Just to keep your ears and your noggin warm. Now, for me it wasn't a problem because I quite like making crochet hats. So I've got one in pretty much every colour going. And sometimes you will see me in them, even in the house, just because I forget that they're on my head. Okay, so that's the other thing I found that I need with me doing my hair, because I was using a peroxide based, an ammonia based hair dye, my scalp would dry out from that and it becomes really itchy and it can get flaky, and that's not the look you want on a shaved head because it all just sits on the top. So I've gone and got myself this lovely stuff. It's pretty amazing on your head. And all I do is the day of dyeing, once I've dyed my hair, rub a good load in all over my head. Then every other day up until I shave again. There's another reason I'm still using this even though I'm not using the red-black dye anymore. But yeah. So that's it for shaving. That is your basic kit. Your clippers, and I would suggest if you can a towel or one of those barbers, hairdressers gowns. You can get them on Amazon and eBay really cheap, but that just helps with the tickle from the hair. Then if you're going to dye your hair, or more specifically bleach and dye it, then you're going to need a few more things. So you're going to need your powder bleach, and you can buy this in individual sachets or you can buy it in the big tubs. Because you're going to be doing your hair a lot more often, I would suggest the big tubs of bleach powder and your bottle of peroxide, either 20 volume or 30 volume. You really do not need 40 volume bleach, and all that is going to do is burn your head. It is going to feel so sore, and then for the next couple of days your scalp is going to feel like someone is just literally dragging it back, trying to give you an unnatural facelift. And then for about 3 days after that, you're going to have scabs and big old flakes of skin coming off your head where it burnt. So don't use the 40. 40 should not ever touch your scalp. It's just wrong. 20 volume, 30 volume are your kind of stay in there with those. Some people don't use gloves when they apply bleach. I don't normally, but I had to today because I have got cuts all over my hands from work, and so I didn't want the bleach aggravating the cuts. That's the only reason why I wore gloves today. But if you are going to use a different hair colour on top of the bleach, like the pinks or the reds or whatever, then yes, absolutely use gloves. It's dye. It's designed to dye and stain things different colours. So, unless you want bright, whatever colour your hair is, hands, use gloves. Simple. Again, this stuff comes into the bleaching part because I know I said every other day for this stuff on your noggin to keep it soft, but 2 days before you bleach it, this stuff on every day, and do not wash your hair. If you don't wash your hair, this is going to sound wrong on so many levels, but if you don't wash your hair, you're going to have all your natural oils build up across your scalp. Plus you're adding this to it, so you're forming a nice tiny little barrier. So when you do go and put that bleach on your hair, and it's going to burn no matter what strength bleach you have, but just different degrees of burning. When you go and put your 30 volume on, you have got a barrier between your scalp and your fresh skin and your bleach. You just protect your noggin. You're also going to need, if you're using the colours and bleach, bowl and brush. Brush not so much for the actual putting on, because you'll find it flicks everywhere. It's a nightmare. Hands. But to mix your bleach powder and your peroxide, you're going to need a bowl. And then again, like my steel one that's, I can't get this out of the box, that I'm doing tomorrow, it comes in a bottle, so I'm going to need to pour it into the bowl first, and then again use my hands to get it on my head and get a nice thick coverage, and hopefully I'll be going grey. Not something I thought I would say. You want towels, old towels that you don't mind getting dye on. I'm laughing because I can hear my daughter singing while she's washing her hands, which she does a lot recently. Yeah, so you're going to need an old towel and an old top. Hood gets tucked inside so it doesn't get, and then back of the head is easy enough to do, and it's easy enough to rinse out. Simple as. Okay, so another couple of pieces of advice that you're gonna need. People always say to me now, oh my god, it must be so much quicker for you to get ready in the mornings now that you don't have to worry about your hair. And yeah, my hair doesn't take me too long to do in the mornings, but my makeup takes longer. It's crazy. My makeup takes longer. Just simply because I know I have to do it now. I have to do my eyebrows. I've never done eyebrows before. So, you know, it's alright. I'm watching my timer and I'm coming up to 13:25. Do you know what? We'll cut it for this one. I'll do another one after with the tips and the truth in, maybe, possibly. Well, that's if you guys like them anyway, if there's anybody watching. But yeah, I'll just shut up now.